What is up, everybody? It's your boy HOV back with you again for another weekly outlook video for Bitcoin and the SP 500. We release these at the beginning of every week to help you navigate the markets. So let's get into it. So before we recap, it is a bit rainy here, so you might hear some rain or thunder in the background. Nothing I can really do about it, but just wanted to point that out. So in my last weekly outlook video, I talked about how we're seeing less strength in the push up, but no RSI daily divergence just yet. And the 4130 level was key. And if we reject it and break the channel to the downside, the move to the upside is likely done. On the daily, we're seeing less strength in the push, but the RSI isn't showing those divergences just yet. Moving forward into the week, that 4130 level is key for me. If we reject that and then ultimately break the channel to the downside, I think our top is in and we're heading for those lows that we've talked about in previous videos. As you can see, we did just that, got that one last move up to the upside and rejected our key area hard before breaking the channel to the downside and putting in that daily divergence we were looking for. So getting on the micro, so far it looks like 3 down from the high. To give us a bit more clarity of the next trade, if you haven't already caught it, is one more push lower to give us an impulse to the downside before a 3-wave move relief rally we can look to add at. So bringing that idea back out to the macro, if it plays out like we just mentioned, a relief rally into our high time frame resistance is a great spot for it to roll over and head for that algo target at 3,300 we've been tracking for weeks now. And when I look at some of the key players I've been updating, like the Netflix video I did a few weeks ago, as well as the Apple and Tesla charts I've been posting on my Twitter, these have rejected the areas we've been watching for quite some time. And while so far it only looks like 3 waves to the downside, if we get that one push lower for an impulse, then we'll likely see a relief rally before a potential new low. Now let's jump into Bitcoin. Before we do, if you like the content so far, make sure to subscribe and hit the like button because we do weekly outlook for Bitcoin and the SP 500 every Monday to help you navigate the week ahead, as well as midweek videos on different traditional and crypto assets. In my last outlook, I was following 2 counts. We were finishing the third of either the C or 3, and then another high to come to complete the C or 3, and what we'll look for to give us some clues about which we're in. So we're working on the 5th of this degree, which is the 5th of the 3rd of C in white, or the 5th of the 3rd of 3 in yellow, which would be our impulse. And if it's impulsive, we'll probably see it break the upside of this channel to give us some clues about where we're heading. So I think early next week we'll continue a little higher, probably that 17.5 to possibly 18,000 level. A few keys and clues we'll be looking for. 1, breaking the channel to the upside would imply that we're in an impulse. And if we stay contained within this channel and end up as a 3-wave move off the low, well, that implies that we're corrective off the low and likely heading for new lows. So back to live action, we did just as we thought, finished our 3rd and then put that final move up to complete either the C or 3. So when we think about the clues we were watching and how the price action developed, we see that we got that rejection at the top of the channel. It stayed contained within the channel, implying corrective off the low. It has significantly broken the channel to the downside and has now had a high time frame close of the overlap of wave 1 and 4. All of these things imply the move off the low was corrective and we should be heading for new lows. Similar to my SP 500 micro, I'd like to see one more push lower to complete an impulse to the downside. Otherwise, it looks like a 3-wave move down to me. Now, I didn't catch the Bitcoin short, unfortunately, because it was happening during FOMC and the volatility was going to be way too crazy for a leveraged trade. I did, however, set up a nice swing short position for members on Rune, as well as the link short I posted on my Twitter. The reason I wanted to trade these 2 assets was because I was following them closely, but I knew there wouldn't be as much of crazy swings around the FOMC. So now I want to look for those clues we mentioned to compound these trades and look for an entry on Bitcoin if it's headed for new lows. So like I said, comes down to complete the impulse, three-way move up into resistance is the area I'll be looking for to add to a position for those new lows. When it comes to our target, if it develops how we just talked about, I expect that 14K level to hit. But let's focus on the trade in front of us. I have talked many times about our long-term positional levels in both our videos here on YouTube and on Twitter. We are getting into high value levels that if you are macro bullish on Bitcoin, spot positions here will have future you thanking you. So to sum it up, I'd like to see it develop like this on the micro to get behind the impulsive move to the downside. If it doesn't develop like this, we won't be forcing the trade. Having a trade plan and sticking to it is the key to success when it comes to trading. It keeps you out of emotional trades as well as keeps your bias in check. I will link the videos I mentioned in the description if you want to watch those. If you like the video, give it a like and be sure to subscribe because more videos like this are coming. I'll see you next time.